Right, okay guys, I hope you can see me and I hope it's in focus. I think this is the third time I've actually filmed this, so hopefully we get it right this time. Today I'm going to go through flexible dieting slash if it fits your macros. It's basically something that I follow and it really helps me stick to my goals and stay on track without falling off and binging, etc, etc. We've all been there. So to start off with, I'm going to jump right into it. So calories is the main thing when it comes to either fat loss, gaining weight, losing weight, maintaining your weight, whatever it is. Calories is the main thing that has to be in place for you to reach your goals. However, within your calories you have your macros, right? I'll get to them in a wee second. So everyone has a maintenance weight of calories, or a maintenance amount of calories they need to eat to maintain their weight. So for instance, for myself, it's around about 2,800, and for me to gain weight, as in to try and build a bit of muscle, I kind of stick around 3,200 calories, and for me to cut weight, I'll go for around 2,300 calories. And to figure this out, everyone is different, unfortunately, so there's no one size fits all. However, there is formulas to figure out your BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate, but without going into too much scientific detail, in layman's terms, it's really everyone has a maintenance amount of calories. You put in your activity level, your weight, and then your age, etc., and then it puts you into like a group. And although that might not be necessarily 100% accurate, it'll be in that ballpark and it'll get you started. And then from there you'll just have to kind of go with it and see how you get on. So, okay, so macros, protein, carbs and fats, right? So per 1 gram of protein there is 4 calories, and per 1 gram of carbohydrate there is 4 calories also, and per gram of fat there is 9 calories. That's why a high fat diet really a lot of the time can mean a high calorie diet. However, ketogenic diets and all these sorts of diets that are higher in fat and lower in carbohydrates work for one reason: you're cutting one of these food groups out, so you're cutting a whole load of calories out straight away, and then that puts you in a calorie deficit. So for me, that's not really worked, so I tend to make sure that I get all food groups, and I think that, to be honest, that's the most healthy way to do it, because if you're getting something from all of these, you need all of them for your body to actually function. So you need protein to repair your muscle, carbohydrates is your main source of energy, and then fats is your hormone balances, etc. There's a lot of other stuff that goes into it as well, but that's the kind of main things. So macro targets, right? So for me, right, so if I was wanting to cut a bit of weight kind of steadily, my maintenance is 2,800, so instead of going straight down to 2,300 calories, I kind of go down to maybe 2,450 calories. The reason being, when you're going to lose fat, instead of cutting your calories right down, you will see a lot of results straight away, but that isn't necessarily fat loss, it's weight loss. So that might be from, well, worst case scenario, it might be a muscle, a whole lot of different things, water and things like that. That's why a lot of people, when they first start dieting, will see a big massive drop in weight. But really you want to aim between 1 and 2 pounds per week, depending on how big you are. So basically, if you're a bigger individual, then you'll be looking for about kind of 3 pounds a week. If you're a big guy, but a big guy or big girl. So that's what you're looking for. And so to hit your macro targets, right, without going on too much, for me to hit my macro targets, protein is slightly high for me. So this is all based on my activity level and stuff, because being a personal trainer, I'm quite active and things like that. So right now I'm actually only, I think, I'm about 100, I think it was 178 pounds or something like that. So my protein is slightly high, but I enjoy protein, so I enjoy a lot of meat and things like that, so that's just personal preference. Fats are slightly low for me, but just main reason being I don't really get a lot from fats. I prefer to eat more carbohydrates. So again, that's just personal preference. As long as you're hitting these goals and you have enough sufficient protein to repair the muscles that you've then in your training, hopefully your training as well, to get a decent physique. As long as you're getting enough protein in, the rest you can kind of play about with a wee bit more, okay, unless it gets into kind of lower levels of body fat and stuff. You need to manipulate your carbohydrates and stuff, but we'll not get into that today. This is just simple, quick, hopefully. So I would recommend tracking your calories. A lot of people stay away from this because they don't want to get obsessed with it, and they don't want to, I can't go out, I can't eat this, I can't eat that. However, those sorts of people will be the people that will eat mega clean, not track it, and then they'll binge on certain foods and they'll have no idea why they're not losing weight, etc. Because they've binged, because they've stopped themselves from eating things. So this is just a more enjoyable way of dieting. So you allow yourself your treats. So, however, it's a good idea to stay within this range. So don't eat McDonald's all day, for instance. Eat 80% from whole and healthy foods, okay? Doesn't need to be whole wheat rice and things like that. There's not much difference between brown rice and white rice and that sort of thing. So it doesn't need to be from that. Just try your best to get whole foods. Limit your sweets and your kind of fast foods and things like that to around about 20%, and you'll be absolutely fine as long as you're staying within that range. So what foods do you prefer? So if you prefer higher fat foods or higher carbohydrate foods, then adjust your macros accordingly. As long as you're sticking to your calorie intake, you should be okay, and your protein is high. Then amounts of food matter. So it's not the types of food that matter, it's the amounts that you eat. So technically, I'm not saying you should, and I'm not recommending this in any way, shape or form, because flexible diet gets a bad reputation sometimes because people abuse it and they then think I can be unhealthy in what I eat as long as I hit my targets. However, I prefer to hit 80% at least. I'm probably 85 to 90% healthy foods and whole foods, and all the time I'll have some fast food. So basically what I'm trying to say is, do not just eat fast foods and try and hit your target, because you will lose weight if you're in a calorie deficit, but it's not healthy. So I'm in it for the healthy game. So, and you should be too. So amounts of foods matter, not what you eat. So technically your body doesn't know if you're eating a pizza or if you're eating brown rice and chicken breast, if the macros add up the same, because it has to break it down. A calorie, however, isn't necessarily a calorie, because some will give you more energy, they'll keep you more satiated, they'll keep you more full, but without going into that too much, try to just stick to this and you won't really go wrong. I don't want to complicate it. This is simple once you get the hang of it. Right, so I would have a month to explore, right? So I call it an exploratory month. So how do you explore? How do you know how much is in foods? MyFitnessPal, okay? It's an app that you can download. Most people have smartphones nowadays, so it's really easy to get access to, and it's free, okay? The premium version is not, but for what you need it for, it's free. And so I would use a month to just explore what calories you need and for your body weight and things like that, and explore the foods that you like. Try and make healthier kind of adjustments. So whether that be swapping milk for almond milk, for instance, that can save you a lot of calories. Get a lower fat, which also means lower calorie kind of cheeses, and just mess about with food a wee bit. Try and up your protein as much as you can if you're a beginner, because if you're a beginner you're probably not eating enough protein anyway. So try and up your protein. You can't really go wrong with that. And then, yeah, so use that month to explore your foods. Once you know how many grams of protein, etc. is in for instance, a chicken breast, quite a generic one. If you know how much kind of 20 grams of chicken breast is, or whatever, then you're, 20 grams, 200 grams of chicken breast, then you'll kind of be able to know your portions, and then once you do that, you build up a better relationship with food, and you don't label foods as good and bad, because for me that's a really bad way to approach a diet, because it shouldn't really necessarily be a short-term thing or a long-term thing, or sorry, it should be a long-term thing, not a short-term thing. So it should be a lifestyle. So this is an easy way to fit it into your lifestyle and still enjoy the odd beer, anything, as long as you're within your calorie range. So tips for the weekend, just to finish off, tips for the weekend, basically if you're going out, for instance, on a Saturday night and you're still looking to lose weight, so I wouldn't recommend lowering your calories mega amount, but say 2 or 3 days before, maybe lower by a couple of hundred calories each day. So say you save up 600 to 800 calories, that's a few pints you can then allow yourself for a bit of damage control at the weekend. So it's not all about daily calorie intake, it's about weekly calorie intake as well. I don't want this video to go on too long because I think it's over 10 minutes now, so I'm literally just going to go through, break it down. So you've got your macros, protein, carbs and fats. Alcohol is one as well, but we'll stick to these just now. If you're going to swap one for alcohol, I would recommend dropping the carbohydrates, but that's probably for another video. Calories, find your maintenance calories, mess about for a month and find where you're at, and then you can adjust it from there. And yes, so find that, and do not lower your calories too much if you're looking to lose weight, because your body will start to try and, well, it may start to try and adapt, but the main thing is that you're just going to binge, because these diets do not last and you will be starving. So you will not be starving, however, if you stick to whole foods. So 80-20, because whole foods will keep you satiated, full, so you may actually be able to eat, or you will actually be able to eat a lot more food and feel full. So that's my kind of tips for dieting, and that's my kind of explanation for flexible dieting. There's probably things I've missed out, things that haven't been covered, so if you have any more questions, just either comment below or fire me a wee message across. So that is my take on flexible dieting, and I'll see you next time, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for tuning in.